The gearing of the CFMoto 450 MT is way too short in my opinion. And this means if you're riding a lot in the city, then you have to shift a lot. And if you like to tour and you like to cruise a little bit, then the engine gets very fast in very high RPMs. And then it gets, of course, a little bit louder, and the vibrations are, of course, stronger than in lower revs. So what I did to bring the engine's RPM down, I installed new sprockets. At the front, instead of a 14, a 15 tooth, and at the rear, 45 instead of 47. So I hope this new gearing will help me now with these issues like too much shifting, and I hope that it brings the RPMs of the engine down so that cruising is a little bit more relaxed and more comfortable. One more thing that I have to mention, I hope that maybe this gearing also helps a little bit with the problem of the jerkiness of the throttle, because when you're riding a lot in between 20 and 30 kilometers in one gear, and because when you are riding at maybe 20 or 30 kilometers in second or third gear and you try to stay at the same speed, then you feel this jerkiness of the engine. A lot of people mention this problem of the jerky throttle, especially at lower speeds and lower revs. I hope this helps a little bit. If not, there is the chance to remap the ECU. This would be maybe the next step, but for me it's very important to find a solution for this jerkiness and this roughness at lower speeds. And maybe this is one further step in the right direction. And that's why I do a test ride today to find out if this new gearing helps with the RPMs at higher speeds, and if it reduces the jerkiness maybe a little, and of course if shifting is different. So let's find out and take a ride. Okay, let's go. First I will start and check the behavior at lower RPMs. So first gear, 2000 RPM. It's still rattling a little bit. Second gear, 2000. It's still a little bit jerky, but I think now at 30. Second gear at 30. Yeah, it's maybe a little bit better. Let's see, third gear. Okay. Third gear at 28, 30. Oh, that's okay. So in third gear, 2200 RPM. Feels better. You get used to it, you can handle it. I'm not using the clutch, just the throttle. Yeah, I think there is a slight improvement. So it helps a little bit with the jerkiness, because you are in a different gear now than before. So second gear at 20. Well, also a little bit better now. It's not gone completely, sorry for that, but definitely better than before. First, let's see the acceleration. Yeah, still okay. There's still enough torque, enough power for a very good acceleration. So now I'm at 60 in fifth gear, and I'm at 3,200, 300 RPM, which is okay, much lower than before. I cannot go in very high RPMs at the moment because I'm still in the break-in period. So sixth gear at 70. I'm at 3,500 RPM. I think with the old gearing, 14 at the front and 47 at the rear, I was about 700, 800 RPM higher. So this is much more comfortable at cruising speeds. Now at 80, I'm at 4,000 RPM. 90 at 4,500 RPM, so much more comfortable, less vibrations, and definitely lower RPM. I think if you only change the front sprocket to the 15 tooth sprocket, then it might be around 400, 500 RPMs lower. And with the change of both sprockets, you get around 700, 800 RPM lower. And this helps a lot with the shifting and of course with travel speeds. I think maybe also with the fuel consumption should be a little bit lower if you're riding in lower RPMs, less vibrations. And now I can cruise here at 60 at 3,400 RPM in 5th gear. So if you are planning to do some touring with this bike, I think you should think about changing the sprockets. Helps a lot with the vibrations and RPM of the engine. Much more comfortable now. Yeah, so far this was a very good modification. Very pleasant. Yeah, and acceleration still good. So in 4th gear at 60, let's see, 3,800 RPM. So this means you don't have to shift that much when you're riding in the city. So instead of going to 5th gear, you can do everything in 4th gear now. So this will give you a much more relaxed ride in the city too. Less shifting. And this is a very cheap modification. I paid for the front sprocket, I think around 20 euro. The sprocket at the rear was a little bit more expensive, I think 35, something like that. So no big investment. The installation was very easy. I will put the video of the installation up here. So I think this modification for everyone who wants touring and wants to ride a lot in the city, it's an absolute recommendation. Also the jerkiness is definitely less than before. So a cheap upgrade. If you're planning to ride a lot off-road with this bike, then it might be not the best modification for you. Then you maybe need the shorter gearing. But for everyone who is more into traveling and cruising and a little bit of gravel road and city riding as a commuting bike, this is a good decision to change the sprockets. So let's see what happens in higher speeds. So let's go to 100 at 5,100, 5,000 RPM, something like that. Yeah, 100 at 5,100 RPM in 6th gear. No big vibrations, very pleasant. And at 90 you are at 4,500 RPM. Easy peasy. Very relaxed ride now. Less shifting. And for touring the gearing is very, very pleasant. And this small sunscreen here helps very good with the display. Takes the sun a little bit more away. The readability of this display is very good, so I have no complaints. But now it's even better because the sun is not hitting the display that much, and of course it will be a little bit of protection if it's raining. And it's quite cheap, 20 euros. You just clip it on top. I will put the link to the sun hood down in the video description. I cannot do a top speed test because I'm in the break-in period. I'm not going over for 5,000 RPM at the moment. but I think also the top speed and the riding at about 120, 130 on the Autobahn will be much more pleasant now than before. Oh, I can do a short test on a gravel road here, just to see if this works. Second gear, standing. Yeah, absolutely easy peasy. Still a little bit of this jerky throttle, but I hope I can find a fix for that. The suspension eats up all the bumps. No problem with that. I will show you in one of my next videos how I did the settings on the suspension to make it more soft or hard, and how to adjust the preload. Quite simple. I'm at the comfortable setting at the moment and feels really good. Some big bumps here on this road, and it glides over it. Very pleasant. For sure. A lot of fun to go off-road with this bike. So what's my opinion about this upgrade, this quite cheap upgrade of the front and rear sprockets? Depends on what you are planning to do with your bike. If you are planning to do a lot of off-road, maybe try and stay with the standard setting. But if you want to tour, if you want to ride a lot in the city, then I would highly recommend to change minimum the front sprocket, 14 to 15. Maybe also try the rear sprocket too, from 47 down to 45 or even 44. I didn't have to change the chain, it's the same length as before. Maybe if you are going for a 44 tooth sprocket, maybe you have to go for a little bit shorter chain, but with this setting here, I could keep the old chain. I mean, old chain, it's a new chain from a new bike. I hope you liked the video today, and if you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you're riding, ride safe. I see you in the next one. Take care and cheers.